The billionaire businessman Adrian Cole had spent his entire life believing that money solved everything, problems, people, even pain, until the day his assistant called during an investor meeting with words that shattered his world. "Sir, your daughter Lily has been rushed to the hospital." Time didn't slow, it collapsed. He ran out of the building, abandoning contracts worth millions, ignoring the confused stares of board members, his heart pounding with a fear he'd never known. His 7-year-old daughter, his only family after losing his wife, was the one thing money could never replace. When he reached the hospital, still in his tailored suit and loosened tie, he dashed through the corridors searching for Lily's room, the sterile smell slicing into him like a warning. Doctors told him she had collapsed in school, fainted without warning, and tests were still being run to find the cause. Adrian felt powerless, the men who commanded empires unable to control the one thing that mattered most. But when he pushed open the door to Lily's room, expecting to see her peacefully resting, he instead froze in horror. His fiancée, Vanessa, the woman he had trusted, the woman Lily called soon-to-be mom, was standing over the unconscious child with a pillow pressed dangerously close to her face, her expression twisted in panic, shock, and something darker he had never seen. Adrian's breath caught as if the world itself had slammed into him. "Vanessa," he choked out, and she jerked around, the pillow slipping from her hands. "Adrian." I was just fixing her pillow." She couldn't breathe properly. "I was helping," she stammered, but her trembling fingers, her dilated eyes, and the way she backed away like a cornered animal told a different story. Adrian stormed forward, pulling the pillow away entirely, checking Lily's face, still breathing, thank God, and then turned back to Vanessa, whose mask of innocence was slipping with every second. "Helping," he echoed, voice low, controlled only by the thread of disbelief holding him together. "Then why were you pushing the pillow down? Why were you leaning over her like that?" Vanessa's mouth opened and closed as she scrambled for words, but Adrian's mind had already begun piecing together moments he had ignored, the subtle irritation she showed when Lily interrupted their conversations, the way she complained about Lily being too needy, the comments about how marriage would be easier once Lily was off to boarding school. But this was unthinkable. "Adrian, listen, I was just trying to make her comfortable," she tried again, reaching for his arm, but he stepped back as if her touch burned. "Get out," he whispered, a command so cold and final that Vanessa froze. "Adrian, get out." His voice ripped through the sterile room like a storm. Nurses who had heard the shouting rushed over, and Vanessa, realizing the situation was slipping beyond her control, tried to spin a story of misunderstanding, but Adrian raised a hand sharply. "Security," he said, and 2 guards appeared as if summoned by his grief. "Escort her out of this building. She is not family." Vanessa's face twisted, not with sorrow or remorse, but anger at losing her grip on his fortune, her future, her carefully crafted image. She tried to protest, but Adrian turned his back to her, giving all of himself to Lily, who lay pale and fragile against the sheets. Vanessa's voice faded down the hallway as security escorted her away, and finally the room fell silent except for the steady beep of the heart monitor that felt like the only thing anchoring Adrian to sanity. He sat beside Lily, taking her small hand in his, the hand that had once tugged his sleeve asking for bedtime stories, the hand he promised he would always protect. Tears he rarely allowed himself to feel slipped down his cheeks as he whispered, "I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I should have seen it." He stayed like that for hours, refusing to leave even when doctors returned with updates. They told him Lily's condition was treatable, a severe electrolyte imbalance made worse by exhaustion, but she would recover with proper care. Relief flooded him so intensely he almost collapsed. When Lily finally woke, blinking groggily, Adrian leaned in with a soft smile. "Daddy's here," he whispered, brushing her hair gently. Lily's first question wasn't about her illness, it was innocent, pure, "Where's Vanessa?" "She said she'd read me a story today." Adrian swallowed hard, choosing his words carefully. "Vanessa won't be visiting anymore," he said softly. "But you don't have to worry. Daddy will always take care of you." Lily nodded sleepily, and Adrian kissed her forehead, realizing in that moment that nothing, no business, no wealth, no relationship would ever come before his daughter again. As Lily drifted back to sleep, Adrian stepped into the hallway and made another decision. Not only would he protect his daughter, but he would expose Vanessa for what she had done, so no other child or family would ever be in danger. The truth would come out, and justice would follow. But more importantly, Adrian finally understood something he had forgotten. The most priceless thing in his life was the little girl sleeping peacefully in that hospital bed. And for her, he would fight the world. If you felt this story touch your heart, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep creating powerful emotional stories that inspire, shock, and move millions. Stay with us for more unforgettable tales.